I found an affordable alternative to woodpeckers that will compete on quality and accuracy. I've got 4 different tools to show you that compete directly with woodpeckers, and then this company also makes a couple of tools that woodpeckers doesn't even make. Stick around for those. Now before we get started, I'll make it 100% clear. I absolutely love Woodpeckers Tools. I think they are phenomenal, amazing tools. I think they are top quality, but they are very expensive. I do own multiple different things from Woodpeckers, as you can see here. I really do like them. However, I also know that an affordable alternative is always a good option when you're on a budget and you want good, accurate tools that won't break the bank. Probably one of the most common tools that any woodworker will own is a square. It's one that you'll use on almost every project you have, no matter what you're building. And these might be 2 of the best you can buy. Now this is the Woodpeckers in red, this is iGaging brand in blue. These are very, very similar, but they do have a few differences depending on what you like to see in a tool. First and probably most important is accuracy. If you get a square, it needs to be square, and that's where both of these really do shine. And both of these have accuracy guarantees, slightly different but extremely close. The Woodpecker Square accuracy guarantee is 0.001 of an inch. So 1/1000th of an inch within square over the total length. That's extremely accurate. Now the iGaging square is guaranteed to be square to 0.002 or 2/1000ths of an inch over every inch. So over the length of the blade, about 0.002-ish. In other words, they're square, you don't gotta worry about it. One of my favorite things about the Woodpecker Square, this 1281 and the 1282, which is the stainless steel version, is the fact that you can lay these on a piece of work and they balance themselves. Like an old carpenter square, it doesn't have that shoulder, right? But these do. So when you set the tool on the project, it holds itself up so you can literally just go hands-free. Same thing with the SS. Now, I like the fact that iGaging is doing something similar here with that shoulder. They also both have a notch right there on the end of the blade so that you can mark all the way to the edge of the workpiece. That's very handy. I like this square, but it is lacking a few features. Obviously, there's marks on there where you can measure things and you can make sure everything's square, but that's kind of where that ends. Now the iGaging goes a little bit step further with their aluminum square in the fact that there are scribe holes on there that allow you to scribe parallel lines, make marks, etc. Also, there are scribe holes where the degree marks is, and neither one of these woodpeckers have that degree layout. So if you're wanting to lay out angles on a piece of work, this will help you do that as well. One neat thing about the iGaging is it does have a 45-degree shoulder as well, so you can easily make 45-degree angles. Neither the 1281 or the 1282 have that. It's a nice feature they added on here that I think will be quite useful for a lot of people. Now I have 2 sizes here of iGaging square. There's a 7-inch and a 12-inch. They come together in a box. That's a very good value. You'll use both of these. Now one advantage the Woodpecker has over the iGaging, in my opinion, is the thickness of the blade, but it can also be a disadvantage on this aluminum square. This thing is pretty beefy, if you know what I mean. It's pretty thick with 2 C's. The iGaging blades are much thinner than the Woodpeckers, and there's a pro and a con to this, right? It is very similar in size or thickness to the stainless steel Woodpecker squares. The pro is these markings are much closer to your work, so you don't get a parallax effect there. In other words, your markings will be more accurate, in my opinion. Where the thick aluminum blade, the con is it's sticking up further off of the work, so there's more of a chance you'll have inaccuracies in your markings. However, this is thicker, so it is more durable in case you drop it, etc. So that's a couple of things to consider on each of these. Both of these have an end scale on them on the very end on the end to help you set up bit heights, blade heights, etc. That's very handy. And both of these have magnets in the bottom of them that will stick to metal, so like a cast iron top on your table saw where you're setting the blade height, etc. The 1281 is lacking the end scale, and of course there's no magnets under there, so you're basically just getting a square with a scale on it. Now if you wanted to step up to get that scribing lines or holes to be able to scribe, as well as the end scale, no magnets though, you'll have to step up to the 1282 stainless steel, which is quite a big price jump. And speaking of price, this is where iGaging really does come into play. So if you want the aluminum Woodpeckers, it's going to be $129.99 at regular price. The stainless version Woodpeckers is $149.99 if you just get the single, or if you want the double pack, which is what I have here, then it's going to be $239.99 for the 2. If you're looking at the iGaging squares, you get the 7 and the 12-inch square, so 2 of the squares with all of the features that are basically in the stainless but in the aluminum version. then you're looking at about $99.99 at regular price. Now most woodpecker squares come in a nice MDF type case that you can keep them in, either in a drawer, hang them on the wall, etc. The iGaging come in a nice protective plastic box, so they both have protective housings so you don't damage them in storage. I usually just leave mine laying in the drawer. One thing I did find interesting about the Woodpecker Square, the 1281, I've never noticed this, maybe it's been on there forever, but all of my other Woodpeckers tools simply say made in the USA. But the Woodpeckers 1281 says made in the USA of domestic and German materials. So they are importing some materials from Germany apparently to make these products, or at least the 1281. Now another cool feature on these layout squares you'll notice is the blade is offset from center, and that's on purpose. Now what that's for is helping you find the center of, say, a 3/4 inch piece of stock like you see here. Also, you can lay out mortise and tenon with the shorter offset side if you choose to do that. And on both these squares you'll notice a 0 right in the middle. What that's for is a center finder, so if you need to find the center of a board, you're just going to put that 0 close to the center, and then you're going to look out here to the outer edges, and once both of these line up, you'll have center of the board. Now number 2 is probably one of my favorite style of squares in the shop, and that's these small squares. I've used these for a long time. This is what I pick up most often with the type of woodworking I'm doing. Now I love the Woodpeckers Delve Square. Fantastic, has a ton of features. This is also great. This is an iGaging bench square. They have a couple of sizes here. Of course, the Delve Square comes in a larger size as well, but you can get these in a 2-pack with the iGaging for the bench squares. The Delve Square comes in a 6-inch and a 3.5 inch version, where the iGaging bench squares come in a 3 and a 6-inch version, although they're both the same height at 3.5 inches, so I don't know why they call it a 3-inch. Now both the iGaging and the Delve Square have an offset blade, again similar to these layout squares you saw, and this allows you to quickly find center on a 3/4 inch stock, or again lay out those mortise and tenon. You can do that with both of these squares. Both of these squares also have angle marks up the long side of the triangle. A lot of people call these triangles, not squares. In America, we call them squares. And then all you got to do is literally tilt this or pivot it wherever you want it and get that angle degree on the Delve Square. It's just like any other speed style square. You do it like that. Now the iGaging has a pretty neat little feature kind of tucked in there. On the very end, you'll notice the silver knob. What that is actually a pin. You can unscrew that pin, and it's good that it screws in and it's not friction fit, so you're not going to lose it. Unscrew that and then drop it in any of these already predetermined holes, 22.5, 30, 45, 60, and 67.5. What that's going to allow you to do is quickly draw those angles and have a reference so you can repeat that over and over without trying to hold it steady. It's genius. I like it. Now both of these squares also have scribe holes. The Delve Square is every 1/8 of an inch, whereas the iGaging has them every 1/16 of an inch. So a little more finer detail on the scribing lines on this one. Now the Delve Square has a couple of other neat little features built in. The little hole that you see right there is actually center of a 3/4 inch board, in other words face frame, so you can basically drill for hinges and things like that with a countersink bit. That's basically a self-centering hole there. The iGaging has a similar hole there, but it's a little bit bigger around. So I'm not sure if that's going to matter much, but it's there. Another nice feature on these bench squares is there's a scale up the blade or the base of the square. So if you wanted to set that upright, you could use either side for setting blade height, bit heights, anything like that. And that comes on both sizes of the iGaging bench squares. Now as far as accuracy goes on both of these, again, they're extremely close. I don't think you'll ever notice a difference, especially in something this small as far as squareness goes. But the accuracy on the Delve Square is 0.001 of an inch over a foot, but you're only at 3.5 inches. So we're talking extremely tight tolerances on the Delve Square. Also on the iGaging square, we're talking 0.0015 of an inch, so very tight tolerances there as well. On the iGaging scale accuracy, that is laser engraved on there, 0.005 of an inch, nothing that you'll ever need to worry about. Also on the Delve Square, 0.004 of an inch, again, very accurate in both of these. As far as pricing goes, you can get the Delve Square for right around $60. You can get both of these for right around $65. You can get the Delve Square with a 6 and a 3.5 inch model, but you're going to be paying around $170 for that. And again, $65 for this, almost half price, or right around half price. Number 3 on the list are basically the Delve Square SS. In other words, in stainless. iGaging has one very similar to it. I won't call it exact because there are some differences here. Both of these are kind of weighted on the bottom because of that aluminum base, so they stand up very easy. So if you're using these to set up blades and bits, these are probably better than the aluminum version in my opinion for that, just because they're better balanced. Now both of these do have the scribe holes, very similar to their aluminum counterparts. Now the stainless version of the iGaging is different than the aluminum because they didn't include those pin holes and the pin. But this does have a base that has a step down feature to it, similar to the Dell Square, but the Dell Square has several more steps. In other words, on the end you'll see 1/4 inch step, 1/2 inch step, 3/4 inch step, and 3/8. Now you can use that in various different ways for setups in the shop, depending on your needs. Now the iGaging is much different there where it doesn't have any of that listed. Now the ends are the same at 3/8 of an inch and the blade itself is 3/8 inch thick, but that's kind of where it ends because the iGaging doesn't have any of those other measurements on there. While you may think the bases are the exact same thickness, the iGaging is a little bit thinner than 3/4, so you can't use that as a 3/4 inch block to say set up a bit height or something based on feel. You'd use that end scale instead. However, the iGaging does have that end scale on the base where the Woodpeckers does not. On the stainless steel models, these are very accurate as well. They're actually the same as what the aluminum models are. We're looking at 0.001 of an inch over 12 feet on the Dell Square as far as squareness tolerances go. On the bench square, 0.0015 of an inch, exactly the same as their aluminum counterparts. And the scale accuracies are also the same at 0.004 on the Woodpeckers line and 0.005 of an inch on the iGaging. What does that mean? When you line them up, you literally see zero difference in the scale on there. They both line up to each other exactly the same, no matter if it's on the aluminum version or the stainless version. That's what I like about the iGaging line, is a lot of times you see other tool companies produce some type of more budget-friendly stuff and their scales they just won't line up. And then that creates inaccuracies, especially if you have more than one product in the shop that you're using to lay things out. So you got to square by the miter saw, then you got to square at the workbench. If you're using two different squares and they don't line up, could cause you some issues. The iGaging stainless version is about $41 if you get the small version. The smaller version of the Dell Square SS, you're looking at $120 just for this one. For the bigger Dell Square SS, it's $149.99, basically $150, whereas the iGaging bigger one that I don't have here is only $46. For the iGaging stainless set, you can get that for $90 and change, which is a very good value in my opinion for both the 4 and the 7 inch stainless steel bench squares, where the Dell Square SS set will cost you $239.99, so $240 versus $90. The iGaging may be the way to go if you don't need those added features of the Woodpeckers. Number 4 on the list is combination squares. iGaging makes a combination square like a regular standard combination square, as well as a double square. I don't have a Woodpeckers double square, but I do have the Woodpeckers combination square. It has been one of my favorite combination squares that I've ever bought, although it costs an insane amount of money for what you're getting. Probably a more apples to apples comparison to this iGaging square is the Starrett brand squares. If you've ever seen those, you know they are as pricey as the Woodpeckers line. They are very expensive squares. I've had this one, I bought this a very long time ago. I've had it for a long time. Now, iGaging also makes very accurate combination squares, and that's where I think a lot of people, when they start buying combination squares from more budget brands, what you see is when you screw down or tighten down the slide, there will still be a little bit of play in there, and that causes some inaccuracies. Not so with the iGaging that I found. These are guaranteed square at 0.004 of an inch over 6 inches. So that's very accurate for something like this, and I like the fact that they're well made. You can get either the combination square or even a combination and a double square in a pack. They're very well laid out, very nice. I do have the Starrett brand as well that I bought several years ago for like $150 for this tiny little thing. I've lost my mind about this stuff. It's nice, but over time I've kind of been disappointed with it because the blade rusted and it just didn't hold up as well as I thought it should for the price. But I think for the price of these at like $30, less than $30 for the combination square, for a very accurate, very durable, well-made combination square, I think iGaging does some nice things there. Now, if you just want to spend money and you like really nice stuff, check out the indexable square. I love the fact that it has this blade that sticks out, which is what they call the indexable part. It sticks out there and basically rides on your board so that you can make those parallel markings, or you can literally just let it sit there and it doesn't fall off, very similar to those layout squares that have that shoulder on there. That's my favorite feature on there. It also has a little button on there, so when you're sliding it, it gives you a positive stop. I literally never use that. But the rest of the tool is very well made, and it's very accurate as well. Now, a couple of tools that iGaging makes that I found that Woodpeckers doesn't make but are very useful in the shop. Number 1 is a caliper. If you don't have a digital caliper, this thing is really, really nice for the price. Several years ago, I purchased this TayTools brand. Very expensive, like $150 just for this. While it's very nice, iGaging makes one that is much, much cheaper, but still you get the exact same benefits of having it. So if you're needing to measure the thickness of boards or the diameter of holes or any number of reasons you need a digital caliper, especially if you have a CNC, of course you get one of these and use it. But this is a very nice alternative to the TayTools brand, and there's very little difference here that I could tell, and it comes with a nice case and 2 batteries, so there's a good little value there if you need a digital caliper. You can also measure the depth of holes, the distance between 2 pieces, just so many uses, your bolt sizes, anything that you might need a digital caliper for. These things are extremely handy to have, almost as handy as a shirt pocket. You can change this from millimeters to inches depending on what you're using. This is a 0 to 6 inch model, literally over $100 cheaper than the TayTools brand. Just a fantastic value. A little conversion chart on the back makes it handy. Just easy to use, well made, very nice quality tool for way less than the TayTools brand if you're in the market. Next is this iGaging digital setup gauge for the router table, for the table saw, for routers. This might be one of the better ones I've seen for the digital version. If you want extreme accuracy, this may be the way to go. You want to set up a 3/4 inch cut on your table saw. Literally, you zero it out on the table saw and then you raise it up to the 3/4. Then you tighten this thumb screw up so it locks in place. Now you can set that blade exactly where you need it. And what I like about this one is it does have steps on the blade itself. In other words, the setup blade, you can step up 1/4, 3/8, or 1/2 after you set it. So if I set this at 3/4 and I make a few 3/4 cuts and I want to go to that next step of a 1 inch cut, all I have to do is set it up where it says 1/4. That gives me that 1/4 inch raise. That gives me the 1 inch I need. It also has a magnetic base in it. It's pretty weighty on the bottom, so it does stand up on its own. These are very well made instruments if you're looking to get some really precision accuracy when you're setting your tools up. A lot of times it will come down to USA versus China, right? Where is it made? Well, iGaging's made in China. Woodpeckers made in the USA of domestic and German materials apparently in this one. So it just depends on where you're wanting to support, but it's not always just that clear cut. Sometimes it comes down to, I'd like to have that, but I don't have the budget for it. But I do have the budget for this, and it's good quality, and it is accurate, and that's what I need in my shop, so I'm going to go with this brand. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've done that many, many times over the years, and while I do love these Woodpecker tools, and I think they're absolutely amazing, and if you can afford them, absolutely get them. You won't be disappointed. But if you're in a spot where you either can't afford them or you just don't want to spend that much money on tools, because a lot of people just don't want to spend an exorbitant amount of money on tools because they're tools. They're used to get beat up and banged up and things like that, and it may be better to go with something like iGaging for you. I think most woodworkers out there, if they wanted to pick up something to give them some good quality tools, highly accurate, and very well made, I think you would not be disappointed if you picked up these 2 sets if it's in your budget. The bench squares and the layout squares. If you got the set, I recommend the set because you get 2 sizes of each, and those do come in handy. But I think most people would be very, very happy if you just picked up these 2. There's also the stainless set if it has some features on there that you prefer versus the aluminum. But these 4 squares can do almost anything you need in the shop within reason. Of course, you can't measure all the way across a piece of plywood, but for general layout and squaring things up, these 4 will have you covered for years to come. If you're thinking about starting a woodworking business, or you've already started and you need a little jump start to help you get more customers, find out what products to sell, where to sell them, how to price them, I have a group coaching course and community called Sawdust Startups. Go to sawduststartups.com, see if it's right for you and your business. Next, if you want extreme accuracy on your planer, I made a whole video on how easy it is to install a digital readout on your planer. You got to check that out. Click in that box right there. Click in the box to get you the big old virtual fist bump. That's also made by iGaging. They're making some very cool stuff, y'all.